Today, we're going to go through this old bag of constitutional silver that I got from my silver dealer to see if I possibly have any upgrades or additions to my Liberty Head Barber albums. Hey everyone, it's RobFindsTreasure and welcome back to the channel. In this bag is $27.25 face value worth of older constitutional silver. I believe it's 99% barber stuff, half dollars, quarters, and dimes. Although he said there's a handful of standing Liberty quarters in here, and there might even be a seated Liberty quarter or two in here as well. So it's been tough for me to get older constitutional silver in bulk like this. Typically when I walk in there, he's got like $3 and I always buy it, but not enough to do a video. This time, he called me up and said he has $27.25 worth, so I bought it all. Apparently, he's been adding to it over the last month. And yeah, this is a pretty good amount. I'm really hoping that there is either some better dates or some upgrades to my Liberty Head albums. I'm only missing one dime. I'm missing 5 quarters and I'm missing one half dollar. Now, the ones I'm missing are very tough dates. I'm not expecting to find those, but I have quite a few coins in these albums that need upgrades because these albums right here are basically just from me buying lots like this and filling them up. So yeah, we've got a few missing spots, but we also have some really tough looking coins. So it would be nice to either fill a spot, which I doubt, or if we can get so lucky, even upgrade one or two in one of the books. And I don't see any half dollars in here. I thought he said there was a handful of half dollars, but oh, there they are. They're hiding down here. All right, tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna dump out this bag, and then of course, after the dump out, I'll get them sorted by dimes, quarters, and half dollars. And then after that, we'll just start laying them out, see if we have any of the better dates, check for any of the varieties as well, and go from there. Let me get this dumped out, and I'll bring you guys back with that dump out. We had one try to get away, but I caught it. That's a pretty ugly reverse, by the way. I saw that one. It's like someone tried to gold plate it or has some old glue on it. But yeah, you know what? That actually is a pretty good amount. I'll flip this one over so it looks prettier. That's a pretty good amount of barber stuff. And actually, that is a ton of barber quarters. It looks like it's mostly barber quarters. A lot of dimes in here as well. So a lot of barber quarters and a lot of dimes. And I don't really love the barber design, to be honest. The reverse is cool on some of them, but pretty plain design. Actually, it's nice when it is first struck, but as these coins get circulated, the design becomes pretty bland. Like, look at that. It's just not that cool. But I love the older silver coins. And yeah, excited to go ahead and run through here now. All right, we've got them dumped out. Let me get them sorted again by halves, quarters, and dimes. I'll bring you back with the breakdown, and then we'll begin the search. All right, I've got them all sorted by design and type. No real surprises in here, but a total of $2.50 in Barber Half Dollars, $19.25 in Barber Quarters. That's the ones I'm super excited about. Did not know we had that many in the bag. We had $2 in miscellaneous quarters, one seated Liberty in really rough shape. Looks like it might be an 1857 or an 1855. I'm not 100% sure. $1.75 of that is in SLQ, some of them dateless. And then $3.50 in Barber Dimes. So it did come out to $27.25 as expected. Now that we've got the accounting purpose stuff done, let's go ahead and begin the hunt. And I think what I'm going to do is just knock out the barber halves and the miscellaneous quarters. Let me get those set up. We'll double check those. I'll bring you back with a recap of what I found in them. And then we'll move on to the Barber Dimes after that. And we'll save that monster stack of quarters for last. All right, we've got all the coins laid out here. Really quick on the SLQs, I've got a no date, no mint mark, type 2 or 3, so it's not a valuable one. I've got a no date, but it does show the Denver mint mark down there, but it's not a type 1, so it's going to be a type 2 or 3. And again, with no date, I'm not too worried about these two. As far as the other SLQs, we got a 1926S. That's a slightly better date. Don't think it'll upgrade my SLQ, though, because this one's been clean. It has decent detail, though. And then a bunch of common ones, 27, 2 28s, and a 29. So nothing exciting in the SLQs other than the one right here that has a mint mark, 1926S. That's probably the best of the bunch. As far as the Barber Half Dollars, listen, we only have 5 here. 2 common 1898s. A common 1909 in pretty slick condition, and a decent looking 1915D, but it has some kind of scratches on the front, so it's definitely not going to be an upgrader for mine. But we had a better date in here, and for such a small sample set to have a better date, 1902 San Francisco, and in decent shape. It does have one rim ding right here on the front, but I already checked in my book, and my 1902S has all kinds of scratches. Well, I'll show you when I pull it out. Even though this has a rim ding, it's in much better shape than mine. And I think because of the detail on the back, I think I'm going to use it in my book. So only 5 Barber Half Dollars. One is a better date, and it actually might upgrade mine. Let me pull mine out. We'll put them side by side, and I'll show you what I mean. All right, so here's mine. You can see all the cleaning scratches, heavily scratched surfaces. Outside of that, it also doesn't have a lot of detail. There's decent detail. It's a nicer coin, but again, these are from junk silver buys. When you put it next to the one that we got today, a lot more wreath detail, a lot more stars detail. When I flip them around, a lot more of the motto is shown in the ribbon in the eagle's mouth. Just a much nicer, cleaner looking coin. Like I said, the only problem is that rim ding, but I'm not mad about that. It's not a big deal compared to the one I have. I think it's a nicer upgrade. Obviously, I'm pretty sure you guys would agree. So we'll go ahead and upgrade my personal collection with the one we got today. Was not expecting to have a Barber Half Dollar upgrade whatsoever. I mean, we need upgrades. I will hopefully get upgrades in these books, but I wasn't expecting a Barber Half Dollar upgrade with only such a small sample set. All right, those are done. Half dollars are done. SLQs are done. We don't need to worry about this Seated Liberty quarter, and I'm going to guess that it's 1857, but I'll take a closer look at it. I also don't think there's a mint mark. I think that's just damage. I don't think that's a no. So let me just finalize on that one, and when I bring it back, I'll have the Barber Dime sorted, as well as a, I guess, best guesstimate on the date and mint on this Seated Liberty quarter as well. Brought you guys back really quick. I confirmed it's an O. I don't know what I was thinking. I couldn't see it through my camera very well, but that is definitely an O mint mark below the eagle. And based on the serif on the last digit, that's going to be a 7. So it's an 1857 O, and it's actually a slightly better date. I'll just bring out the red book because it's out here. 1.18 million minted. So, you know, it's worth a little bit more in various conditions versus the other coins, probably because it has the New Orleans mint and it's slightly lower mintage. But either way, this coin is destroyed. It's not even a G4. It's not an AG3. At best, it's probably a fair 2, and it wouldn't even get a grade because it's got too much damage on it. So, yeah, still a fun one to find, and for junk silver price, I'll take it. I mean, you figure 25 times face. What did I pay? $6.25 for this, I think. Somewhere around there. Can't get mad at that. I'm rambling. Let's move on to the Barber Dimes. All right, we have got the Barber Dimes sorted by year and mint, and I'll tell you, that was a pretty nice lot of Barber Dimes considering there's only 35 out here. We have a lot of San Francisco minted coins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 2 from New Orleans, and we have 1, 2, 3 plus 3 extras, so 6 from Denver. On top of that, we have some better dates. Let me cover them all really quickly, and then I'll cover the better dates afterwards. We got a first year issue. It's beat up, but it's an 1892, and I'll take it. We got a chewed up 1899 Philly. Again, common, but still cool. We got a 1900S. We got 3 1901 Phillies, the best ones on top. We got a 19030. We got a 1903S. We'll cover that soon. We got a 1905S. We got the 19070, the 1907P, and a pretty nice 1907S. I'll show it because it's one of the nicest coins in the lot. It does have a small ding on the rim right there and on the A in America, unfortunately, but still a nice coin for sure. Then moving on up, we got a 1909P and a nice 1909S. Again, really good details on this coin. It has been cleaned though. Unfortunately, I can tell by the way the patina is. 1910 Denver, 1911 P's, Denver and San Francisco, 1912 P&D, only 1913 P of course, 1914 P&D, 1915 and a 1915S, and some 1916s. The best coin of the bunch as far as its mintage, where is it at? Right here. It's in terrible shape, okay? But we've got a legible date, 1903, and we've got a legible mint mark S. Probably in damaged condition with only AG3 details, but a 1903S Barber Dime is a key date. 1903S. The mintage on this bad boy is only 613,300, and I think in G4 it's like a $70 coin. And again, this is not even G4, but the fact that it was in here is pretty epic, and we'll take it. The 19070 is a slightly better date, but it's in pretty rough shape. And this 1907S is also a slightly better date. We've got full liberty. I would say if they would overlook that damage, I wouldn't grade it, but if PCJS would overlook that damage, it's probably a fine 12 coin, and that puts it around 20 bucks or so. Moving right along here, this 1909S is only with a mintage of 1 million coins, and even though it's clean, it's got full liberty. This is probably fine details, at least VG details, and yeah, it's probably another $10 coin all day, I would imagine. Tough coin to get. The 1911S, slightly better date. No liberty showing, so it's G4, but still probably a $6 or $7 coin all day. And then the last great coin as far as mintage is concerned, even though it's terrible, is this 1915S. Less than a million minted, only 960,000. And yeah, it's in rough shape, probably because it has full rims. If they could overlook the environmental damage, it's about G4. And G4 on the 1915S is probably a $10 coin. So we did pretty good overall as far as the Barber Dimes are concerned. I'm going to check now and see if any of these upgrade my collection. I don't know if any of them do. Maybe this one does. Maybe the 1909S. But yeah, and I know I already have a 1903S in my collection. We found it recently. But yeah, that's a nice little extra little find right there. Again, probably a $70 coin had it not been completely slicked away and has some scratching. I would still say it's probably a $35 coin in my estimate. Let me check now. I'll bring it back if I have any upgrades or additions. All right, I finished comparing the Barber Dimes to my personal collection. The 1907S we got today is slightly better than the 1907S I had in there. So I put the 1907S for my book out and slotted that. And then the 1909S right here, even though, like I said, it's cleaned, it's nicer than the one I had. And the one I had is right here. And if I put them side by side, you can see that it has more detail, obviously. So I upgraded that. So a couple of upgrades for my book. I'm only missing that pesky 1894. It has over 1 million minted. I just haven't been able to get it through junk silver purchases yet, but I'm not mad about that because we're only missing one and we're doing great. I made a couple of side sets here for some better dates and better condition coins. This 1911 Denver did not upgrade, or 1911 Philly, sorry, did not upgrade mine, but it's a VF20 all day. Mine looks like it might be a VF35, so didn't upgrade, put that to the side. And I've got a lot of 18 different Barber Dimes as well, and some extra duplicates. I'm gonna go ahead and sleeve those up. Next up is to go ahead and start working on the quarters. And based on the fact that we got a better date in the halves, and we got some better dates in the dimes, now I'm super excited about what could be with the quarters. Let me get those set up by year and mint, just like I did the dimes, and I'll bring you guys back for a recap of what I found. All right, we have got all the Barber Quarters sorted and on the mats. There's 38 different years and mints, or different quarters. And that, my friends, makes me happy. There are some great dates in here. I'll cover them. Let's cover the dates and coins first. We got a first year issue, 1892. Couple of 1893s. Those are both Philly. 1894-0. 1896 Phillies. 1897 Phillies. 1898 Phillies. I'll make a quick mention. All of the best looking coins are on the top. So the ones below will not be better than the ones on top, in my opinion. 1899-0. 1899Ps, a whole bunch of those. And an 1899S, better date, only 708,000 minted. I don't know if I need it, but hopefully I do. Only the 1900S for the 1900s. 1901P, 1902O, 1902P, and a 1902S. 1903Ps, 1904Ps, 1905Ps, quite a few of those. We even have a 1905S right there. Another better date, under 1.9 million minted. For the 1906s, we've got the New Orleans, the Philly, and the Denver. 1907, O, P, and D. For the 1908s, we got the O's and the Denvers. That's a pretty nice Denver right there. 1909, we got a handful of Denvers. No New Orleans, of course. That would have been sweet. 1911, we have Philly. 1912, we have Philly, but we also have the tough date, 1912 San Francisco. And I wish there was, maybe this one's slightly better. It was a toss-up. This one's got missing rim, and this one's got some damage or some gunk at the ear. But 1912S is a pretty good date as well. Only 708,000 minted. Sorry, I'm zoomed in quite a bit. 708,000 minted, I believe. And yeah, we'll take that. We have two of them. 1913 Denvers, of course. 1914 Philly. That's a pretty nice coin. 1915 Philly, Denver. And we actually got 3 of the 15 S's. And the 1915S is definitely a better date as well. Only 704,000 minted. And these are pretty nice coins overall, with the best one, in my opinion, being on top. 16 Philly, and a bunch of common 16 Denvers, although the top one's pretty nice. So like I said, we did really good on the quarters. Got some better dates, no key dates, but we got some better dates, some lower mintages, and some coins that are in decent shape. And maybe, just maybe, we have a few that we can add to the collection. I'll make mention here that I have a couple of leftover ones from previous hunts, an 1895 Philly and New Orleans, that I'm going to put up here anyway. They weren't part of this collection, but I'm going to put them up anyway just so I can make a subset for someone down the road. But I'm still going to compare them all really quick. Let me do that, and then I'll be right back. Well, unfortunately, I compared all of the quarters from today's hunt to my album, and not one could upgrade, and we had no additions, so I'm still missing the same 5 quarters from this book, but they're the tough ones. And we had some close calls, but nothing that I could justify pulling one out to put one in. That being said, after adding those other two, we had 40 different quarters. It's amazing how much room they don't fill up when they're older and slicker, but 40 different ones, and then a whole bunch of extra duplicates as well. And at the end of the day, we got some better dates, we got some fun finds, we got a few upgrades for a few of the books, and we made some subsets to sell down the road. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this junk silver purchase and hunt of Barbers. If you did, you know I certainly would appreciate that thumbs up. And as always, everyone, happy hunting and thanks for watching.